Hi there, this is Dr. Jack Belitz, and welcome to another edition of the Ask Dr. Jack Show. We are bringing this show to you from a different place than we normally do. It's the front desk. And if you have been in the office this week or last, you probably know why we are here. Anyway, this week starts the session of 3 weeks in a row of the same subject. And basically what was happening was I read this article online, and it was talking about the side effects of these pretty major drugs. And I was thinking to myself, I wonder if people would actually be dealing with these drugs if they knew that there were alternatives to them. Because these side effects are just scary as anything. And so anyway, I decided to do that. And that's what this is about. Now, the article is way too long to do it in just one thing. You don't want to sit here and read an article for 20 minutes. But I have broken it down into 3 sections, and we're going to cover 2 of the subjects today. The first one we're going to cover is heart attack. Heartburn. Before we get started, realize I'm a chiropractor. I'm not here trying to give you medical advice or advice about drugs. What I did was I presented the information to you that I found in an article, actually on AOL, by the author's name is Karen Weiler, I think. Anyway, it's a great article, and so I'm just reprinting that, but I'm adding alternatives that you should consider if you want a real healthy lifestyle. Anyway, that's the disclaimer I need to make legally. Let's get into this. The first one is heartburn. And the number one pill that they talked about was a pill called Nexium. You've probably heard about it. If you don't take it, then you've heard about it from watching TV because it's all over the place. I get it. You're eating a burger and fries and really enjoying the heck out of it, and then 20 minutes later you got heartburn and it sucks. And I get it. It's like, well, yeah, what do I need to do? And so you're home watching TV that night, and all of a sudden this commercial comes on that Nexium can help you with that. Well, of course, why wouldn't you take it? Because how cool would that be? But according to this article, Healthline notes that you could get severe diarrhea, inflammation in your kidneys, risk of fracturing a bone can increase, and develop huge vitamin deficiencies. And the longer you take the drug, the harder it is for your body to absorb vitamin D12. And daily supplements of vitamin B12 are not going to overcome that. So pretty major stuff happening when you're taking this. Now, let's think about this, okay? What they're trying to do is they're trying to cut down the amount of stomach acid your body is producing with this drug in order to cut down the amount of heartburn that you can possibly experience. Which, makes sense, right? If you don't have the stomach acid, why you're not going to have the heartburn. But guess what? You're not going to digest your food either. So even though let's say you ate a perfectly healthy meal, it's not getting digested because you're not having enough acid. So all those nutrients are going to go right on by all their little receptors because they never got broken down enough to actually be pulled apart in the small intestine and put into your body. So let's talk about what heartburn usually is. A great deal of time, heartburn is when the stomach has herniated through the diaphragm just a little bit, and now you've got part of the stomach sitting on top of the diaphragm, still producing acid, but that acid can't go down because the diaphragm is so tight, it can't go down to the bottom of the stomach and go out the stomach end. So where's it going to go? It's going to go up. And that's what you get from the heartburn. So yeah, cutting down on the amount of acid you're producing will probably stop some of that. But how about if we just get rid of that problem to begin with, actually get the stomach down there? Now, when I first started practice, a really amazing chiropractor taught me how to do just that. And I've been doing that for over 20 years. And it has helped hundreds of people with this condition. So please, if this is your problem, stop in and let's talk about what we can do to help you out so you can get off of these terrible drugs. The next set of drugs has to do with cholesterol. And cholesterol is something that they've been working on since the 70s. We noticed this big increase in heart conditions. And so they said, oh my gosh, it's the eggs that you're eating because they have so much cholesterol. It's the red meat that you're eating. And so they did that. And for 30 years, the heart condition, even though the red meat and egg consumption per capita was going down, down, down every year, heart incidence kept rising and rising and rising. And it just didn't do anything. And we figured out that, you know, the cholesterol that you eat isn't actually going to affect the cholesterol that's in your bloodstream. So nice try, but didn't work. And now we stopped people from eating these really healthy things called eggs and meat. Anyway, so getting back to it, then they started, well, let's make a drug that will reduce the cholesterol. Well, okay, so here's a couple of them. Lipitor. It's there to lower your cholesterol drug. Here's the problem, is that RX List says the Lipitor can actually break down your muscles, cause kidney failure, a fever, and issues with your memory. And there's new lawsuits against the company claiming that it has serious, long-lasting nerve issues. Another major drug in that cholesterol is Zocor. And the common side effects are eczema, itchy inflammatory skin condition, bloody urine, vision issues, breathing difficulties, or you might have a hard time with bodily movements. Okay, again, if I'm having these things, I'm getting off the medication. I'm just saying. Crestar, another big medication. However, the side effects that they are expounding in this article is muscle pain, muscle breakdown, muscle weakness, and it can really potentially harm your liver. And then this one also is associated with memory problems and confusion. Wow, that's a lot. I'm sorry. It just really is. So what's the alternative? Well, what they are finding is that your diet has a huge impact in the levels of cholesterol. And it's not red meat and it's not eggs. What we're finding out is that starch is having a huge impact. And if you look at the amount of starch that our society has eaten since the 1970s, it has skyrocketed at almost the same rate as the heart conditions have skyrocketed in our society. So maybe there's a connection there, huh? So anyway, if you are on any of these or if your loved one is on any of these, please call for an appointment, 402-333-4848. Let's discuss some of the things that you can start doing to start lowering your cholesterol levels. Now, let's face it, if these drugs actually worked, our heart disease rate would not continue to skyrocket the way it has. It's crazy how bad heart conditions are getting. And yet, look how many people, your friends, relatives, are on these medications. It's not doing anything to the incidence of heart disease. So let's reset that whole mindset, and let's maybe start doing something that's a little bit different, which is actually working on your diet rather than expecting a pill to do this for you. Anyway, that's it for this episode of the Ask Dr. Jack Show. If you have questions you would like me to research for you, please email me at askdrjackb, that's B-E-E, @gmail.com, or give me a call, 402-333-4848. You can use that to make an appointment also. Or how about just stop in and ask me in person? I love talking to people. Anyway, have a happy, healthy, and wonderful day, and I can't wait to see you on the next episode of the Ask Dr. Jack Show!